Reporting for the InterMountain Christian News, I'm Dr. Anthony Harper here at the White House. Regarding International Holocaust Remembrance Day, January 27th, Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki has refused to meet with me to give a video greeting to our Jewish audience on this crucial and very important day. Also, refusal to meet with me so often on other human rights violations, concerns of killing children and abortion, of the issues of the Uyghurs, those that are suffering in the Chinese internment camps because of the Chinese Communist Party, but also Afghanistan, the abuse happening by the Taliban there, Christian persecution in Nigeria, and elsewhere around the world. Even though Biden has issued a statement on the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, it's perceived as hypocritical by many of our audience because of the anti-Semitic actions of him and others here regarding supporting a Palestinian state. The foundational definition of anti-Semitism is rooted in seeing Israel as the occupier of the land. And for Biden to continue to promote dividing Israel against the warning of the God of Israel in Prophet Joel chapter 3 verse 2 is very alarming. There is actually a special blessing for those that bless Israel found in Genesis 12:3, and it talks about God's covenant with Abraham and his seed, that he will bless those that bless, referring to Israel, and he will curse those that curse Israel. And supporting a Palestinian state by many of our audience is seen as a way of cursing Israel. These are very alarming issues regarding the attitude of this administration towards Israel, not only funding anti-Semitic UN agency UNRWA, not condemning the Iran statements about Israel, but this foundational definition of anti-Semitism rooted in Israel's occupier is something that Biden will need to address very clearly and oppose the establishment of a Palestinian state. No division of Israel. The prophet Joel actually states, "For God enters into judgment in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the nations that divide up his land." And another form of anti-Semitism is not restoring the Jewish cemetery in Vilnius, Lithuania, and other Jewish cemeteries to their former glory. So that is considered a continuing act of desecration, not to support the restoration of this Jewish cemetery and other Jewish cemeteries. For more information about the Jewish cemetery in Vilnius, Lithuania, check out the website savevilna.org. That's savevilna, VILNA.org.
Heads up. No, here we go. Heads up. How about the cat?
Oh, it's Willow!
Statement on the Holocaust. Christian persecution.
We read news every day. News that's informative, but rarely encouraging. The InterMountain Christian newspaper aims to change that. They present the news you need to know, from what's going on in your community to your world, with encouraging words, motivation, and the resources you need to make positive changes in your life. What is your local government doing that you need to know about? What's happening in your community you need to be a part of? Whether it's a story from your neighborhood, a national story, or an encouraging word, you'll find biblical issues of everyday life in the InterMountain Christian newspaper. InterMountain Christian News is produced and supported by the work and donations of individuals and churches. You'll find it at churches, Christian bookstores, by subscription, and online at imcnews.org. To find out more about supporting this local resource, go online at imcnews.org or call InterMountain Christian News in Boise, Idaho at 208-703-8688. The InterMountain Christian News, a voice sharing the truth on matters dear to people's hearts.